set the scene for a lovely relaxing night in after a stressful day at work, and they're so simple to make. I'm going to show you the Kirstie Allsopp candle making kit. In this kit you get a candle mould, some sealant, some wax pellets, stearic acid, some wick tabs and some wooden stirrers. You will also need a heat-proof bowl that you won't use for food again and an old saucepan. Okay, so we're going to pour the wax into the bowl, the entire packet, and now we're going to add 3 teaspoons of the stearic acid. This will harden up your candles and allow them to burn for longer. Now we're going to cut our wick to the correct size. So taking the mould and the wick, we're going to measure so that we've got it right from the bottom of the mould 2 centimetres taller than the length of the mould, and just cut. Thread it through the hole, can be a bit fiddly, and then I'm going to use the sealant just to seal it up so no wax can escape through the hole. I'm now going to attach one of the stirring sticks, which also has a little hole in it, just so that we don't lose the top of the wick. And again, a little bit more sealant, just to make sure it sticks down. Now we've got the candle mould ready, it's time to melt the wax. Once the water's boiled, you bring it down to a simmer before you add the bowl on top. You can melt the wax a little bit like how you'd melt chocolate, although with wax it doesn't matter if the bowl touches the water. This will take about 15 minutes to melt, but do keep an eye on it. You have to be really careful when handling the hot wax, particularly when you're pouring it into the mould. A useful tip would be to pour the wax into a jug. This makes it much easier when pouring it into the mould. It does get very, very hot, so you have to be really careful. Also, make sure that the wick is well out of the way so it doesn't get poured with wax. Finally, just make sure that you centre the wick so it's down the middle of the candle. You can leave that overnight to set, or if you're a little bit impatient, you can pop it upright in a fridge or freezer, but it has to be upright so that it sets in the right position. Here's one that I made earlier. What you do now is you peel off the sealant from underneath, turn it upside down. Right, so give it a few gentle taps on the bottom so that it comes out. And there we go. So with this particular candle, we've actually added in some rose petals, which have sunk in, and you get a really nice effect on top of the candle. There's lots of things you can do to kind of jazz up your candles. You can add glitter, we've got candle colouring as well that you can put in, and also some lovely scents, so you get a lovely smell when you burn your candles. Here's a top tip. If you do accidentally spill some hot wax onto a hard surface, if you take a hairdryer on a low heat and some kitchen towel, it should just lift straight off.